Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about what living in America for 5 years taught me. So as a person, about the US, a little bit of different things. So yeah, let's get started. To go somewhere new. So the first thing I learned in the US was to be more spontaneous. Spontaneous? I feel like growing up in France or in the Paris area, I learned to plan and schedule things in advance. Even when my friends with a lot of time, even when we were younger, we were planning like to see each other in advance. We're like, okay, next week we will do that, or we'll see each other next Saturday. And we didn't have that many spontaneous trip or spontaneous, activities. It was kind of rare. It happened sometimes, but it was more rare. Like, would not go out of school and be like, okay, let's do that. We already planned in advance, we will do that next Thursday. But in the US where I was, a lot of people were more spontaneous and will take road trips, out of nowhere, and like we're like, oh, we don't have the school, we don't have class, maybe because it's cancelled, so let's drive an hour and visit that city or that shop or whatever. And I will be like, wait, we don't plan on it. I don't know, I don't have my stuff, I'm not ready. And like, well, we don't need anything, we're just going to drive there and visit. Like, you don't need anything, maybe money, your phone, and that's it. And I'm like, okay, but I was not ready. I don't know, I felt like I needed to schedule things. So I think it's the one good thing I learned in the US is to be a little more spontaneous and be open to more free planning and have fun and go on adventures. So number two is being outdoor. Okay, so where I live in France, of course, I'm next to Paris. So I mean, we have a bunch of forests and stuff like that, but usually when we do activities, we don't do many outdoors. Actually, it's maybe with my family, but with my friends, we usually go to museums, we go to like expositions, exhibitions, we go to, I don't know, shopping, we go to, I don't know, like a bunch of things indoors. But in the US, my friends love to go outdoors. We went to forest, we went to like see a bunch of like streams, walk in the water, we went fishing, people were hunting as well, like it's in Pennsylvania, so a lot of people are outdoors. So I learned to enjoy that a lot more, like even going around a lake and looking at nature, walking in the forest, looking at the frogs, I don't know, like random things like that. And I enjoyed that a lot more, and we did bonfires outside and a bunch of things I really never did while I was living in France. So I enjoyed that a lot, and I learned to enjoy nature more, I guess, while I was in the US. Another thing I learned while I was living in the United States was to make every occasion a party. What I mean by that is a bunch of famous holidays or events that we have in the US or in France, like we don't celebrate them the same, or not as much, I guess. Even like I said in other videos, like for example Christmas, we both do Christmas, but it's not as big anymore in France as it is in the United States. Like we do decorate, we do have a big dinner, we do invite friends, we do dress up more, but not as much as in the US where it was crazy. We did so many activities before Christmas. We had like an ugly sweater party, we had like building like gingerbread, like we did so many activities, or making cookies. And then come Christmas and everything is decorated and people like put lights outside their house, and we go on trip just to see look at all the lights. I mean, it was such a great activity, it was just so fun, it was just so joyful, and yeah, it was so great. And in France where I live, at least, it's not that much. We don't decorate as much outside. If we do decorate, it's more inside the house. We don't have many activities like that. We don't do like much gingerbread. We don't do a lot of like ugly sweater party. We don't do that kind of stuff. So I miss that, and I brought that more in the France, but like being able to have fun about all this kind of stuff and do more activities around these themes, just to enjoy it and enjoy life and have fun doing that. Another thing I learned in the US, which is not really specific to the US, but it's like the fitness industry, going to the gym, bodybuilding, that kind of stuff. Like it happens in many countries, but it's just like in France it's less prominent, it's less common than in the US. I've seen a lot more people, and I know a lot more people in the US that go to the gym than in France. I mean, it's coming more and more. I guess it's getting more common and people are getting used to that lifestyle and want to do that, but it's less common, and especially among females. I've met so many girls at the gym in the United States, but here where I go at the gym in France, I don't. There are women, of course, but not many, not as many as in the US. And usually they will do more like cardio, or if they lift, they will do like more legs. And if you go down, because my gym is like basically upstairs you have more of the leg stuff, and downstairs you have all the more, well, upstairs you have a little bit, but downstairs you have all the free weights to do like upper body and stuff like that. And when I go downstairs, I'm scared because I don't see any females almost. Like last time there were like 20 guys and 1 girl, and I was like, okay, you know, so it's a little scary and you feel like you don't belong or whatever, but you do. And so when I was in the US, even in the free weight section to do upper body, I've seen a lot of women. Of course, men are always superior in the sense where there are more men than females, but there were a lot of females, but not in France. So yeah, I learned more about doing bodybuilding and fitness in the US, and I brought it back here, and now I do that here, and I really enjoy it. So another thing I learned in the US was doing like buffet type parties. So usually in France, when you have family dinners or family parties, it's always the same. It means that someone cooks, the one that people are coming over to is cooking, and we all sit down around the table for like hours and hours. It can be 4 or 5 hours, and we eat like the same food. It's like one kind of dinner we have. Everyone eats the same, and we stay around the table and talk. But in the US, I was in Pennsylvania, we almost never did that. Every time we have a big family dinner, family parties, we had like more a buffet. Everyone will bring some kind of dish, and people would just walk around, grab what they want, go outside, go inside, sit wherever they want, next to whoever they want. So I learned that part. I never did that in France before. So I thought that was so weird the first time. I was like, wait, why are some people in front of the TV? Why some people are outside, some people inside? Like, I was so confused because everyone was just like going everywhere, and we're all not together. But in France we never do that. We're always around the same table, and if someone, like usually only kids sometimes will go outside or whatever if they're like getting annoyed and they can just say sit down. But if you just move out and you go in front of the TV or you go outside by yourself, people will be like, what is she doing? She's not going well. You know, we don't do that. So it was just so weird at the beginning, but I thought it was really fun as well, just different type of parties. And during the summer it was so fun to do that kind of stuff. I loved trying to different dish. Everyone was bringing something different, mixing everything, and walking around, sitting next to different people. It's kind of fun too, because in France usually like we all sit next to the same person, and then 4 hours straight we just sit there so we don't move. But having the buffet party, like you can walk around, so you sit down and talk to different people as you don't do in France. So I think both are good. It just depends on what you want to do. But yeah, so I learned that kind of parties more, and one day when I will have my own house, I probably would do this kind of parties as well, because I thought that was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye!